Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to the Knitting Fever YouTube channel. My name is Dana and today I want to sit down and chat with you about a really unique yarn. So here I have a yarn by Araucania Yarns and this is the Fiesta line. So this is the line we will be going over today. If you're not already familiar with Araucania Yarns, let me just give you a little bit of a backstory on them. They are a South American brand and all of their yarn is ethically raised and harvested right there in South America, which is really neat. Another super cool fact about them is that they are one of the first brands in the United States that started implementing the hand-painted technique way back in the early 2000s. So they've been at it for quite a while. And with that being said, that means every hank is completely different. So I just thought I'd share a little bit of a backstory on them with you in case, like I said, you're unfamiliar with their yarn. But the line we are focusing on today here is the Fiesta line. So in each hank of the Fiesta yarn, you are going to get 150 grams, which equates to about 114 yards of yarn per hank. This is a 100% pure virgin merino wool, and it is a number 6 super bulky weight yarn, as you can probably tell by me holding it here. The colorway I have for you today that we will be swatching up is colorway 1001, and this is in the colorway Corral. As I mentioned earlier, how every hank is different, I did want to show you a little comparison because I do have two hanks here. I wanted to show you that even though they are different, they will work up together very well. So in case you're worried about splitting up hanks, you can see that even though they are different and have their own unique characteristics, they are definitely going to still be cohesive in a project. And so I did want to show you that really quick. They will in fact work up looking like the same yarns. They'll just have different colors at different times, which is super unique, but I did want to touch on that really quick in case that's something you ever worry about. So for this yarn, right now on the Knitting Fever website, there are 8 available colors, and you will notice that every colorway packs a serious punch. The base of all of these hanks is white, and then tie-dyed streaks are added to create these super fun color pops. You will see as I start to work up this swatch, the color pops are extremely saturated and very vibrant, so it will just naturally create its very own unique color pattern. For this yarn, they do recommend if you are crocheting a 9 to 15 millimeter hook size, and if you are going to be knitting, they recommend an 8 to a 12.75 needle size. So that's just always something to note, that when you are working with this Fiesta line, you are definitely going to need to break out those larger hook or needle sizes. Some things I wanted to mention with you as I was working up this hank is that first and foremost, it cakes up very nicely. My yarn winder and yarn swift had absolutely no trouble with this yarn, which of course is a plus. I do not like when I have issues just even caking it up to get started. So this was a breeze. It caked up very quickly and I was able to get right to work on my project. Another really important fact about this yarn is that in every hank I have worked up with this yarn, I have never come across any factory knots, so you can kind of rest easy knowing you won't run into any of those and have weird knots popping through your project. This wool is extremely squishy and not itchy at all, being it's 100% virgin merino wool. It just lays really nicely on the skin, and it shouldn't cause any of my sensitive friends any kind of irritation when wearing a piece made of this. Because it is nice and chunky and soft, this is a great project to have close to the skin. So this is good for hats, cowls, and even sweater vests would work up really uniquely with any of these colorways. Even though I am working a crochet swatch for this Fiesta yarn, I have knit a beanie with this yarn before and it worked up so beautifully. It was so fun to watch the color change and which color was coming next. This knit beanie pattern is available on the Knitting Fever website if you are interested in giving it a try for yourself. It is a perfect project for a beginner knitter who wants to get maybe into knitting, or a seasoned pro who wants a nice easy project and is just excited to see how these colors work up. Last big thing to mention about this yarn is that the fiber density is very uniform throughout the whole project. I had no parts that were thinner than others. Everything was the same thickness and consistency all the way through. It is a true number 6 super chunky bulky weight yarn. With chunky yarn being so trendy right now, it is just such a fun fiber to grab for, and I would highly encourage you to maybe step outside your comfort zone and make something that has these bright fun pops in it. I think that is really where they got that name Fiesta for this yarn, is that it's just supposed to be a really fun yarn. All the color palettes, like I said, are quite loud. I do like that they have that white base to them, so it does make them a little more toned down and a little more neutral, but I love the saturation of each color pop. It's like if you're going to put a color pop, you might as well make sure it's really there. So the saturation is so good on each one of these pops, and it really has a color pattern like I have not seen before. So that is my little yarn review for you on the Araucania yarns in the Fiesta line. I highly encourage you to check out the other colorways, check out that beanie pattern, whip one of those up for the colder months, and you will be cozy all season long. I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please feel free to let us know in the comments which other yarns you are interested in seeing swatched up and what other yarns you would like a little bit more information for. I will try my best to get around to those. Other than that, thank you so much for stopping by today. Make sure you give this video a like if you enjoy these yarn reviews, and share this with your other crochet or knit friends who might need some new yarn inspiration and are feeling like trying something adventurous. Thanks again for joining us today, and until I see you next time, bye-bye!